All right, welcome to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. This is PFT Live. We are now broadcasting live here at Sunset Beach for the global March Against Monsanto rally. It just kicked off. There's already been 2 speakers. There's one speaker up there today. I'll show you. We got a couple of vendors here and a small crowd gathering so far. There with the stage back there, and a speaker giving a speech right now about talking about some of the dangers of Monsanto. And obviously this is a global event going on all over the world in 500 different cities right now as I speak. So we're here in Vancouver, British Columbia, downtown here at Sunset Beach, and the young Daniel Bissonnette is about to give his speech. So I am going to go up and make sure we can document that and film that. I'm going to flip the camera around. Let me know if you can still hear the audio when I do.
So I highly recommend you watch those with your friends and family and just learn as much as you can so we can be empowered, educated, and informed consumers and spend our hard-earned dollars wisely by not supporting any companies.
And let's go ahead and
my email,
bring it in here soon, and let's see what the young Daniel Bissonnette is going to have to say. Here, again, we're at the Global March Against Monsanto, broadcasting here live at Sunset Beach. Uh-oh, the stage is falling apart over here. I'll give you another shot of what's going on. I'm going to head up a little closer to the speakers here so that you guys can get some better audio. And as I said, the young Daniel Bissonnette is getting set to give his talk right now, and this kid, this is a smart kid. He's I had him on my show just last week to promote the fact that he's going to be here speaking today, so he's getting set to go on stage.
A little bit of drama
right about now.
Yes, our banner flew over.
Here is the
Our
March
next
Against
speaker is
Monsanto
probably
Vancouver
the youngest
stage.
Keynote speaker that I've ever met.
Here's the youngest keynote
He
speaker.
started at the age of 9, so he's got
Let me know if the audio's okay.
4 years experience behind. Well, no, maybe not even. How old are you, Daniel? 11. So, look at all those years of experience. Daniel Bissonnette, author. He's got 2 of these. I just have one. Here's the other. You can't see it. His passionate and compassionate presentations have touched over thousands, hundreds of thousands of hearts around the world. One of his speeches at Global Rally a couple of years back, there were around the globe 2 million people in attendance, and he's now got one of the most watched videos on YouTube as a result. This is his hometown, and we sometimes speak of him as Vancouver's best loved speaker, and I'm sure you're going to love him as well. So he's been on the Health Show. I've seen him interviewed with David Wolf. He has been on the Peak 102.7 CKNW. He's been featured in the New Agora, and we have copies of the New Agora around here if you want to pick one up, and Common Ground magazines. Daniel's Breakfast Burst, his parents' best choice for empowering kids to stay away from altered foods and choose nutrient-dense organic foods for lifetime health. So, with over an entire month full of breakfast ideas, Daniel's Breakfast Burst will get your kids started on making their very own breakfast. Oh, wow. Moms, did you hear that? It will get your kids started on making their own breakfast. Oh, yeah. You need this book. But you also need to listen to Daniel Bissonnette. Come on up, Daniel. You can just hold the mic. Sure.
Today, GMO-free and organic food is the fastest growing sectors in the global food industry. The reason? You and I. Because you and I care where our food comes from. And you and I care how our food was grown. And you and I care how our food will impact our health. And you and I care about our planet. And together we demand corporations, farmers, restaurants, and schools to change their practices, menus, and ingredients. Because together we can, and together our voice is strong. And together we are the reason why giants like Walmart, Costco, Target are expanding their GMO-free and organic choices. And together, we are the reason why restaurants like Chipotle and Panera Bread set a new standard for GMO-free dining. And together, we are the reason why a school district in California commits to serving children exclusively organic school lunches. And together, we are the reason why even the companies against GMO labeling, like Nestle, Kellogg's, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, General Mills, Mars, Kraft, and Hershey's, are introducing their own GMO-free and organic products because they know they can't win against us, the informed consumers, when we vote with our wallets. For a change! Because we want organic food. Organic food with integrity. And that means no chemicals, no fertilizers, no pesticides. Yes, diverse, wholesome, nutrient-dense food produced sustainably by smaller, localized farms. The food revolution is the biggest chapter in the history of mankind. Because if we don't take this seriously, there will be no mankind. Remember the Human Genome Project? Where they were hoping to find 140,000 genes in humans? Turns out, we only have 20,000 genes. That's as much as a worm. But a single cell on a corn kernel has 35,000 genes. That's 15,000 more genes than we have. But a single seed of wheat has 80,000 genes. That's 4 times more genes than we have. It's 60,000 more genes than we have. It means it has a genetic complexity of 4 humans combined. And we think we can predict the outcome of mixing genes that were never meant to coexist? But what if we can't? What happens then? We think we can outsmart nature? Outsmart the universe? What do you see when you think of an organic farmer? I see a man with a hat and a beard and a pair of radiant eyes. cotton shirt, and jeans. You see, this is what my friend Chris looks like, an organic farmer at the farmer's market. Chris and his family eat the food they grow, the same food they offer to me. Now, what do you see when you think of a Roundup Ready, genetically engineered corn farmer? I see somebody covered head to toe in a foolproof biohazard suit that even covers their entire face. I wonder why. Probably because he's growing something other than food. Do you think he eats the stuff he grows? Do you think he brings home that stuff and feeds it to his kids? Would you? So here it is, food giants. Take back all your stuff made by chemists in laboratories or invented by technologists or formulated to be more addictive than even drugs, or genetically modified stuff covered up in colorful packaging and happy mascots and misleading claims, or brand names of people who never actually existed. Because we want organic food with integrity. Everywhere without exceptions. And that's not negotiable. Food that's wholesome, pigment rich, nutrient dense, flavorful, and healing, like nature intended. Do you like ants? I like ants for 2 reasons. Number 1, because they truly know how to farm. And they've been doing it successfully for 130 million years. And number 2, they understand the power of together. And together, they remove obstacles from their path. Obstacles often many times their size. Because when an ant colony is on the move, they rule the path. This is our path. And together, we rule the path. And together, we remove obstacles from our path. Every time we vote with our wallets. And every time we vote with our wallets, we create the kind of world we want to live in. A world with clean air, pure water, fertile soil. A world where food is medicine once again. Yes, I have that power. My brother has that power. You have that power too. You know it to be true. So today, we vote for the organic farmer whose faces we see, who feed their children the same food they offer to us. This is our path. May organic food be with you. Thank you. I'm Daniel Bissonnette. Meet me after my talk at my booth. And I recently launched my new show, the Ask Daniel Show, every Tuesday on my YouTube channel. Just type Daniel Bissonnette. So now, I'd like to introduce my brother.
Okay, go ahead.
He's a young violinist. Adam, come.
Guys, give it up for the young Daniel Bissonnette. First of all, what a great inspirational little speech that was. This kid is great. His brother now is going to get up and play a little bit of the violin for the crowd. And you know, Daniel's message was kind of about coming together as a people in this community. And as you can see, we're kind of spread out a little bit over here. So maybe I can see if I can get this community to come together a little bit, just like Daniel suggested they do. And his brother, again, as I said, is about to put on a little show for us. We'll see how that goes. No, you are correct. Not too many people showed up to this particular rally. It is very unfortunate. In fact, last year at the March Against Monsanto rally here in Vancouver, there had to be at least 400 or 500 people here. This particular crowd looks like we're looking at more like 40 or 50 people or so. So the crowd is hurting a little bit indeed. But you know what? We're still here broadcasting live to the internet. Yeah, exactly, Michelle. Wonder where all the Van peeps are today.
Oh,
excellent question. I wonder where they are too.
Awesome.
But again, as I said, his message was to bring people together.
There are journalists,
I think I'm
and then
about
there's
to get
press
announced.
for truth.
Uh-oh. I think it's
There's
my turn.
what we call news, and then there's information that's cutting edge, that gets into the nitty-gritty, that gets to what we would ordinarily call truth. Our next presenter is a true journalist, because he's the get in your face and ask those tough questions kind of guy. He's the guy who's not afraid to confront the Bilderbergs, not afraid to go and say what's so with any of our political leaders, not afraid to express and press for truth. Please welcome Dan Dix.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. First of all, I'll explain what's going on here with the camera. We're currently live streaming across the internet to people all across the globe. And I want to start today by reiterating Daniel's message there about coming together in this community. And that's really what we need to do. So I want to ask you guys to kind of move towards the center here. I know you're probably already comfortable in your seats, but let's come together as a community. Let's show the online community that we do have a bit of a presence here. I mean, last few years at March Against Monsanto in Vancouver, I've seen hundreds and hundreds of people. 2 years ago, there was thousands of people. And I'm sure you guys can agree the turnout today is a little bit sad. There's not a whole lot of people, but the point is we're broadcasting live to thousands of people on the internet, and you guys are still here, and that's the most important thing. And I don't think I have to tell you guys, I'm sure you guys are all well aware of how we're being poisoned in the food and the water and the air. It's coming in from all around, and Monsanto obviously is one of the worst, most evil ones of this. A lot of people here, I'm sure, know that we're getting screwed around in a lot of ways in this system, whether it's through the centralized bankers or corrupt politicians. There's a lot of ways that this system screws us, but Monsanto is going after the food. This is the basic fabric of life here, so it's one of the worst things you can do. I mean, with centralized banks, we can choose to not take part in the system. You know, with corrupt politicians, you don't have to vote for them. But with Monsanto, they're going after the food, and as I said, it's one of the most evil things you can do. But even crazier than that is they use regulation and they use laws. They're in bed with the government. They own the FDA. They own Health Canada, and they're using patent laws to claim intellectual property when somebody infringes on their copyright. Some of you may be aware that some farmers are now forced to use Terminator seeds that Monsanto has created. This makes produce with sterile seeds, and they're no longer able to save their seeds. This has been a tradition that farmers has done for a long time. I don't know if you guys know that in India, there's upwards of 250,000 farmers who have committed suicide because these seeds are just simply not working. So the problem here is that Monsanto is the ones using these regulations. You know, they're actually taking it to the point of when there's cross-pollination from a GMO crop into a neighboring farmer's yard, Monsanto has the nerve to want to sue the farmer in the neighboring farmer for infringing on their copyright. This is just ridiculous. Let me put it in this terms. If you're a sheep farmer and your sheep start to wander onto your neighbor's yard and starts eating his food, it's not the neighbor's responsibility to keep the sheep out of his yard. It's your responsibility to put up a fence and to keep your sheep from wandering into the neighbor's yard. So we need to tell Monsanto, we don't want your GMO crap pollinating our organics. And that's what it comes down to. So I think the important message to get out today is that we can't look to the government to solve the problems of the government. You know, we can't look to the state. I think a lot of people, even within this movement, think that if we could just elect the right guy, you know, or if we could just pass the right piece of legislation, or if we could just get the right ban set in place, then all of our problems are going to be solved. But I think the approach needs to be peaceful, because government at its very nature is violent, and I don't think that's the necessary good approach to go. So, how do we do this? I think it comes down to voting with your dollar. Global non-compliance for me is where it's at. Growing organic, shopping locally. This is how we're going to defeat Monsanto. It's by doing things that are going to make them irrelevant, not by appeasing to the government to try to fix this for us. You know, we can do things locally. Here in Vancouver, urban gardens have heavy restrictions on them. You know, you have to apply and you have to go through these restrictions in order to have one. If we want to use government to defeat Monsanto, how about we remove these types of restrictions and we actually have a free market, an open, truly free market of food where people can decide for themselves. So that's something I think we need to work towards. Now, the ways to do that, to give you something practical you can take home with you, I would say there's 3 key steps, and that is knowledge, grow, and capital. Now, knowledge is step 1. You have to know what you're talking about. You got to do research, go online, read some books, learn about Monsanto, learn about the problems with GMO, but more importantly, learn how to grow food, learn how to be self-sustainable, learn the importance of organics. And secondly, grow. Grow is the most important. Just start growing. Learn how to grow food. That's a big part of the knowledge as well, learning how to grow. And just get started. It doesn't have to be big. You can start from something small in your backyard, your basement, or even your closet. It doesn't even matter. Just get started. And then thirdly is capital. Expand your garden to the point where you and your family can be self-sustainable. That is the true fear that they have. That's the enemy of Monsanto. Not somebody who's gonna try to get a piece of legislation passed. No, it's an empowered, informed individual who has taken it upon themselves. Self-responsibility, guys. We can't look to others to solve this problem for us. Let's have a truly open, free market of food and let this system crash on its own. Now, fourthly, I should say, is there's really no excuse anymore. We literally have technology at our fingertips. I'm broadcasting to thousands of people all across the internet right now, and I think it's safe to say that most of you guys in this crowd probably have a similar device in your pocket and also are capable of doing the exact same thing. So we don't have any more excuses, guys. It's kind of a sad turnout here this time, and really I'm hoping that next year we can really kick it up a notch and again do what we need to do to fight Monsanto, which is make them irrelevant. Buy locally, support local farms, buy organic, learn how to grow your own food, and let's, as I said, make Monsanto irrelevant by, you know, not giving them any weight anymore. Global non-compliance essentially is where it's at. So I hope you guys agree with the message. Let's take it upon ourselves. Self-responsibility. Don't look to the government. Don't look to the state. Let's defeat Monsanto by voting with our dollar and growing our own food. Thanks, guys. All right. So,
Thanks, Dan.
no problem.
It's time for a group photo.
All right. So let's get a quick shot of this crowd.
If you want to come forward, don't come up onto the stage because you don't want to block
Now,
our sign.
we're now about to get ready
come up and stay on the
to
grass,
march.
down
I think this march is supposed to take place at around 2
so
o'clock,
that we got something for our
and then we're going to march all around the city.
bear with us.
And I will try to put this out on YouTube when I get back, but I'm using my data, so I'm probably going to end this broadcast now. But hope you guys like to talk. I felt I needed to explain to these people, you know, just what we have to do in order to steer the solutions into a direction that's not going to benefit Monsanto or the state. So I hope the message was well received here in the crowd and with you guys online. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Keep fighting the good fight, my friends. Take care.